Hello and welcome to this paint video of the Hornisse. This is where we left off in the last video and let's paint it. In this shot you see that I primed the kit in different colors, and the red oxide and the gray are primers. But the green is, I believe, an orange drab from Tamiya, also a spray can. This is the design I'm going to put on the Hornisse. Usually I make a bunch of sketches, try out a different design in Photoshop. Also the decals, I plan where to put them, and then I use the design that I like the most. In the next few shots you're gonna see me put on a lot of colors just to get the basic color scheme down. I'm using all lacquer paints. Don't know why actually I use lacquer paints, I just used to them. Maybe I'll try some acrylic on the next build. This vehicle or plane or jet has a lot of tiny gaps in the front of the kit. The air intake and also this cockpit was really tricky to get paint all in there. If you look carefully in the finished piece, you still could see some oxide red primer, maybe even some bare plastic, but I did the best I could. Maybe I should have primed the whole kit, in at least the inside and also the underside black. I think that should have helped me. Also in these spots below the seat, it was very difficult to get paint everywhere. And as I said before, I should have primed the underside black, because I'm turning almost the whole underside into black. Only the middle part will remain green. The engines and the exhaust will be gunmetal, I believe. But this also is just slapping some paint on to get the first coverage. How I paint with these lacquers is that I go back and forth a few times. First to get a first coat on it, then to get a coat on it that's sealing, or so you can't see the primer anymore. It's good coverage. And then one or two times I have to go in to correct some things because I was too sloppy painting with another color. gunmetal in for the engines on the underside of the Hornisse and the one on the back. This is also a paint where I have to come back a few times because the coverage is not completely good in one go. So I have to paint it 2 or 3 times. And especially on the spots next to the white on the top, I have to come back and correct some spots. Here I paint the vents and engines gunmetal. I chose to not go overboard with a lot of different colors because there's so much going on the underside of this Hornisse. I tried to keep it a little bit simple. The sides of the cockpit I painted earlier. There's the red you see underneath, but I decided it looked more like a leather patch than something else. The kit is not very easy to handle. You don't always have good grip on it, so it dropped on me a few times. These sticking out parts are very fragile. Although the antennas are really strong, they did not bend or fall off. Here you can see me still putting the first layer inside of the exhausts. And now I can begin on a bit of detailing. You can see on the seat I already have a couple of layers down. This is aluminum. Mr. Hobby, I believe. It was a good combination next to the gunmetal on next to the engine. Here I paint these corners also aluminum. Later on I will repaint them to gunmetal because I thought they stood out too much. Also the front covers of the exhausts on the top, I painted them first aluminum, but later on I gave them a coat of gunmetal. This is what I meant earlier, that I have to go back with white to clean up some areas. I also did this to highlight some panels to let them be just another color of the whole wing. And finally decals, my favorite part of building. This one broke, but it's not a big deal. I just pushed them together with a toothpick. A bit of mark set to let them conform the shape of the wing. Push them around a little and then it's okay. As you can see, I got my whole stash of small decals out of a lot of Maschinen Krieger kits, and I just put the decals on that I think fit this kit. Also, I was afraid that the old decals didn't work, but as you can see later, I used a shield of a lion, I believe, in the inside of the cockpit. This is a fun decal of a noise spotter kit. I left this part in because you can see a little bit how I work, and sometimes I'm not sure if a decal fits in the right place. In this case, I thought it would be too cramped. I try out a different stuff, and sometimes I use a whole nother decal, or in this case, I'm putting it down. Checking if it's straight. I like putting decals down because the whole kit gets another level of detail and realism through them. All the really small texts and illustrations and signs, it makes it more realistic. If they don't break, of course. But also this one will go together fine. Some chipping with a sponge. As you can see on the tissue, I tried it with some lighter gray colors. They are on there, but they didn't show up enough, so I went with black because the intakes also have black and you could see them better. And here are close-up of the results of chipping, and I'm using a brush to connect some dots to make them a bit bigger in some places. Here I also added the aluminum inside some big chips. Like all layers of paint are chipped off. Okay, this is the part where I need to apologize, because as you can see, I did not film all of it. I can explain what I did, but it's a shame I didn't have any footage of it. I used an oil wash as sort of a panel liner. I did a dot filter. As you can see, all the white and yellow parts of the ship all have some reddish, some bluish, some greenish tints. Here you can see the aluminum parts I switched for gunmetal paint. And some more rust stains. And I put some mud and dust on the slats. And then I mounted them on 2 brass rods so I could display both the upside and the underside, because I like the underside. The PKA Panzerkraftanzug. This is also a piece of the kit. That was it. That was my painting video of the Hornisse. Hope you liked it. Bye.